Good evening. My name is Sharon Brandt. This evening I am going to give an informative speech about child support services that are provided by the state of Indiana. The state of Indiana has two types of services that will allow the custodial parent to receive child support payments for their children. The purpose of the child support service is so that children who do not have both of their biological parents in the home can receive the same type of financial assistance that they would receive if they did have both parents in the household. The county clerk's office payments are usually made by parents who are divorced. They usually have an attorney involved, and the cases have no enforcement by the state. When the children turn 19 years of age, the non custodial parent can stop paying child support. If the child support payer has arrears, which are payments that were not made during the time that the child was under 19, the arrears have to be paid before the case can close entirely. There's also a service that is provided by the state called the 4D program. It is a program that is mandated for parents who receive government assistance to get the non custodial parent to pay back the services or payments that they receive for government assistance, as well as to get them to pay child support for their children whom they no longer live with. When a case is established with the prosecutor's office, the state of Indiana has enforcement on the case and can go after the non custodial parent to get them to make the payments that they are supposed to be making. In the event that the non custodial parent does not make the payments or does not want to make the payment, the state can put certain type of enforcements in place to get the non custodial parent to make their payments or take notice that these things are needed to be done. There are a few types of enforcement that I will mention in this speech. One of the enforcements is the suspension of driver's license and professional license. There's also child support enforcement that will take the non custodial parent's income tax return if he is over $150 in child support payments. He can have his state taxes taken. If he is over $500 in the arrears, he can have his federal tax taken. If the non custodial parent has a new spouse, then the new spouse can request that they receive their portion of the income tax return. The new spouse is considered an injured spouse and therefore has to contact our centralized enforcement unit to request that they receive their portion of their income tax return. The state can also put the non custodial parent in jail for contempt and take the bond money and apply it to the non custodial parent's arrears. The purpose again of the child support service is to get the children that are not living with both of their biological parents to receive the financial assistance that they need to live a life as if they were with both of their biological parents. The child support service does require that the non custodial parent pay child support for his or her child until that child is 19 years of age. Once the child turns 19, the child can be emancipated. The non custodial parent is no longer required to pay financial assistance to that child through the state of Indiana's child support system. However, if the non custodial parent has arrears on the account, the arrears have to be paid before the case closes entirely. So once the child turns 19, the non custodial parent is not off the hook, so to speak, for paying his or her child support. The most important thing about paying child support is getting the child to receive the type of lifestyle that he or she deserves as a child from both of their parents. So the whole entire purpose is to get the non-custodial parent to be responsible for taking care of his or her child. And sometimes the non-custodial parent is the mom, and the mom is supposed to do the same thing that the non-custodial parent would do if he was a male. So when it comes to child support services, there is no one that receives any type of special service. The child support payments are assessed according to the amount of money that the non-custodial parent makes. So the child support payments will not be over what the non-custodial parent is able to afford, because both the custodial parent and the non-custodial parent's incomes are taken into consideration. The child support service does not provide any type of visitation. That is a different establishment, and uh, there is a portion of the law that says if the custodial parent is receiving child support payments from the non-custodial parent, they are required to let the non-custodial parent have visitation with their child or children. Again, the child support services are provided for children who are not living with both of their biological parents, and the child support service does offer an enforcement type of program called the 4D program. The 4D program is the program that has the state prosecuting attorney as the attorney acting on behalf of the custodial parent and the state to get the non-custodial parent to make his or her child support payments. The non-4D cases are the cases that the non-custodial parent has to do his or her own paperwork to get the wage withholdings, to get the child support payments to stop being charged to his or her um, account, such as their employment taking the money from them by withholding. This is a little bit about the child support services that I have learned, and I wanted to share with you guys so that if in the event you have to pay child support, you can have a little bit of knowledge, and you can also familiarize yourself with the child support services by going to www.childsupport.in.gov. Thank you for your time, and have a good evening.